Dear religious viewer of Khabar Tatak, in the episode that I have brought before you today, under the religion section of Khabar Tatak, is linked with the killing of Abhimanyu even at the tender age of 16. That Abhimanyu, whose fighting skill moved his great grandfather Bhishma, which fighting skill was seen wide eyed by Acharya Drone and delighted that Abhimanyu, who had averted the worry of his great warrior uncle Bhisma, Yudhishthir, Nakul, and Sahadev, who were fearing of a supposed defeat in the Chakravyuh organized by Acharya Drone in the absence of Arjun and Lord Krishna, by telling that he would destroy all the six barrier in the Chakravyuh out of seven in just a moment. That Abhimanyu, who was son of great archer Arjuna, nephew of the great warrior Yudhishthir, Bhim, Nakul, and Sahadev, and whose maternal uncle was omniscient and almighty Lord Krishna, which would have changed anything what he wished. But nothing happened, no one did anything, and Abhimanyu succumbed to death even at the tender age of 16 years. With all his fighting skill, Abhimanyu stunned everyone during the Chakravyuh, while he damaged all the six barriers and entered in the seventh, killed many of them. However, there were present the great religious scholar and the great warrior like Acharya Drone, Kripacharya, etc., but they did not follow the rule of war and keep the religion aside and altogether joined to attack Abhimanyu and killed him at the tender age of 16 years. However, when Arjuna returned with Lord Krishna in his tent in the evening and knew of his unjust killing of his son Abhimanyu, he avenged it the very next day, killing Jayadratha, responsible for that unjust. Yet there arises question that Abhimanyu had not a great fighting skills, but he was also son of archer Arjuna. He was nephew of Yudhishthir, Bhim, Nakul, and Sahadev, and above all, his maternal uncle was almighty and omniscient Lord Krishna. Any of this quality was enough to provide him long life, yet he was succumbed to death in just 16 years, and that was even in the unjustified manner. This astonished everyone but Lord Krishna, who was still preaching Arjuna of religion, and while consoling to his sister Subhadra, who was bitterly wailing at the death of his only son Abhimanyu, by telling this incident just a destiny. Telling this event just a destiny, while every other one was astonishing. Means there is something sacred behind this. Let me unfold this. To unreveal the mysteries behind Abhimanyu's death at the tender age of 16, I want to take you all back to the chronological cycle where the fabric of all these events was being formed. According to the story recounted in the Mahabharata, when the number of tyrants on earth began to increase and the earth was unable to bear the weight of their terror, even Sheshnag and Kachapa were finding it increasingly difficult to maintain the earth as the earth trembled with terror. Seeking relief from the terror of the tyrants, Mother Earth assumed the form of a woman and sought refuge in Lord Brahma. Brahma reassured the earth by saying that after some time Nar and Narayan would be born on earth. With the help of all the gods who would be born on earth in various forms, they would destroy the tyrants and free her from grief. Hearing this from Brahma, the god Moon said, "My son, known as Varda, is dearer to me than my life, and therefore I cannot give him up for a long time. Therefore I fixed a period of his stay in the mortal world should be established, and that period cannot be exceeded. Killing the demons on earth is the work of the God, and it is task for all of us. Therefore my son Varda will certainly go there to accomplish that task, but he will not be able to stay there for long. Lord Nara, whose friend is Lord Narayan, will descend to earth from a part of Indra. There he will be named Arjuna and will be considered the valorous son of Pandavas. On earth, my son Varda will be the son of that Arjun and will be considered a great warrior even in the childhood. After birth, he will live on earth until he is 16 years old. In his 16 years, the Mahabharata war will take place, in which my valiant son Varda will display extraordinary valor, destroying the enemy variants. God's one day when Narayan, that is Arjuna and Sri Krishna, will not be present in that war, the enemy will form Chakravyuh and fight with you in that war. This son of mine, Varda, will drive away all the enemy soldiers. Even as a child, he will enter that illegal Chakravyuh and roam fearlessly, slaying even the greatest warriors in just half a day. The mighty armed Abhimanyu will send a quarter of all the enemies to Yamalokas. Therefore, many great warriors will attack him simultaneously, and that mighty armed Abhimanyu, facing them all, will meet me again by evening. He will give birth to a brave son who will revive the destroyed Bharat clan. Hearing these words of the moon, all the gods agreed to his words by saying Tathastu, that is, it will that. And everyone worshipped moon. Lord Sri Krishna knew this. That is why he was not considering this incident surprising and calling it a mere destiny, while all others were considering it surprising.